Good morning, traders. Manny Cabrera here, founder of MDC Trading Academy, with today's pre-market forecast for Friday, May the 28th. Let's quickly jump to our news items this morning as we prepare for the three-day holiday for Memorial Weekend. We're expecting information regarding inflation in the next couple of minutes. Also today, 9:45 Chicago PMI. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it is the Memorial Day weekend holiday. So I'm expecting actually volume to be a little low and probably continue to tail off towards the later part of the day. Of course, it's a holiday and people are just drinking summer right now. So sell in May, stay away. We'll see how it goes. Let's quickly jump to our daily chart. And as we've been talking for the last several days, look at the ranges. What have I been telling you about the ranges? We're right back to where we were before. Volumes are right back to the level that we were talking about before. The ATRs once again beginning to tank on ranges. So more of the same, more of the same. So the idea is to go back in history. Let's look at our analysis. Let's look at these previous days. Let's see the type of movement we've had. Let's see how long the runs really last. Let's go back and analyze these days. And let's use this as a basis to look forward to these days here, because it's going to be a little bit of the same. So the thing is, guys, just as I often said, when you're trading, every trade that you take, you should have short-term memory. In other words, once you're done with the trade, you move on to the next trade and you forget about the last one. You don't think about, your last trade. You just continue to follow your process. But when it comes to analysis, you need to be like an elephant. You need to remember everything. So going back and analyzing and taking the time to look at previous price levels that are similar with similar volumes, you look at those markets, you look at how they behaved, and it can give you a pretty good idea of what may necessarily happen in any given moment. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to move exactly the same. They're going to have the exact same behavior, but at least in reference to measuring runs, the speed in which the market is moving, how long it takes trades to develop, how long it takes trades to form, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This gives you a pretty good preview. Now, let's look a little bit behind these numbers, because in spite of everything that I just said, market continues its torrid pace to continue moving higher. And here we see it again. Remember, this was the double top here. Market breaks through. We've tested it 3 times to the downside as support. Market launches above it here using a previous price level as a launch pad. And this is like, technical analysis 101. Previous support turns resistance, previous resistance turns support. Here we have resistance turning to support. There's our launch, and boom, right into the strong headwinds. What have I been saying the last several weeks in reference to recovering from these lower lows that we've had since we hit the 20 SMA? I says we have a lot of strong headwinds ahead of us, and because we have low volume, these headwinds seem to be even more and more stronger because there's just not enough strength to push through. But here we are again. We're not too far off the all-time highs, and gradually the market is continuing its uptrend, its bull movement. Let's look at today and be more closely so we can see what we're looking at today in reference to trading. Oops, let me just get this over here. I didn't have a chance to adjust our daily highs and lows, but the activity has been very low. So this is the entire day of yesterday. We established an intraday high right about 11 o'clock yesterday morning. Pretty much danced around for a while. Basically, just set up our low and we retested a low. So we established our intraday high, tested it twice. We established our intraday low, tested it twice, and the other market takes off like a rocket. Double top pattern right here, and here's where we are right now. There's your run, there's your top, this is your floor, there's your resistance, here's your support. That's where we are right now. Now, where do normally markets like this end up? They end up coming to retest previous area and then coming right back up here to try to move higher. So now what's going to be stronger? The double top or a potential double bottom? That's where the battle's going to be happening here. Right in between here, very tight range, not a very good place to be. What are our plans for today? Waiting for this to break, hold support, and continue trending, or vice versa. Break support, turn support into resistance, and try to come retest this and oscillate completely around. That's what we're looking for today. But remember, as I mentioned, you're going to start seeing volume is going to be very low. Right after the news, you may get a little activity, but it's going to start drying up towards the end of the session. Take care. Have a great weekend, and please stay safe.